त्रिदलं त्रिगुणाकारं त्रिनेत्रं च त्रियायुधं त्रिजन्म पापसंहारम् एकबिल्वं शिवर्पणम् काशीक्षेत्रनिवासं च कालभैरव पूजयेत् एकबिल्वं शिवर्पणम् दन्तिकोटिसहस्राणि शतकोटिसमन्विता शिवपूजा करिष्यामि एकबिल्वं शिवर्पणम् बिल्वपत्र मंदार पुष्पं समर्पयामि नमः। ओम मनोबुद्धहंकार चित्तानिनाहं न चाश्रोत्रजिह्वे न चाघ्राणनेत्रे चित्तानिनाहं न चाश्रोत्रजिह्वे न चाघ्राणनेत्रे न चाव्योमभूमिर्न
Mati, or Girija is the Mati, the intelligence. Prana, Shariram, Graha. Graha, we are a house, we are housing the prana, the breath of his body, which is you. Pujate Vishayo Bhogarchana Nidra Samansistha. It is a prayer of forgiveness. You're asking the Lord, Karachala Makatam, if at all we've made mistakes in life, knowingly or unknowingly, Kar, the hands, Charana, the feet, Kritam Vakaya, Jam Karma Jamma, with our speech, with our ears, through looking, through smelling, tasting, whatever, if we've made any mistakes knowingly or unknowingly, we ask the Lord's blessings and forgiveness to go today, and ask that He accepts your prayers. Today is Somvar, very special day for Bhagavan Shiva, in the month of Bhadrapad, for Krishna Janmashtami prayers. Today we ask the Lord's blessings. Om Atma Tvam Girijamati Sahachara Prana Shariram Griha Pujate Vishayop Bhogarchana Nidra Samadhisthati Sanchar Padayo Pradakshana Vidhi Stotrani Sarva Kira यद्यत् कर्म करोमि तत्तदखिलम् शम्भो तवाराधनम् करचरणकृतं वाकायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधम् विहितं विहितं वा सर्वमेतत्क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाधे श्री महादेव शंभो। जय जय करुणाधे श्री महादेव शंभो। शिव शंभो शंभो शिव शंभो शंभो महादेव शंभो महादेव शंभो। प्रेम से बोलो मापति महादेव की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। ओम दशरथाय विद्महे सीतावल्लभाय धीमहि तन्नो राम प्रचोदयात्। नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारूपितवामभागं पाणो महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामम् रघुवंशनाथं। सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। अग्नि मीरे पुरोहितं यज्ञस्य देवमृत्युजां होतारं रत्नधातमान् श्री भगवान् अग्नये नमः। अग्निनयस्य धाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देववयनानि विद्वान् युयुज्यस्मदहुरानवेनो। ॐ श्री अग्नये नमः। ॐ अग्नये नमः। मुखं समस्य देवानां खान्दवानन्यदाहतं पूजितं सर्वयज्ञेषु अग्निं देवो नमस्ते। यज्ञदेवाय नमः यज्ञनारायणाय नमः। ओम उद्बुद्धस्वायग्नि प्रतिजागृहि त्वमिष्टा पूर्ते सभं सुजतामयं च अस्मिन् सदस्ते यद्युत्तरस्मिन् विश्वे देवा यजमानस्यासीधता श्री अग्ने नमः। धियो ओम प्रजापतये स्वाहा। इदं प्रजापतये नमः। ॐ इन्द्राय स्वाहा इन्द्राय नमः ॐ अग्नये स्वाहा अग्नये नमः ॐ सोमाय स्वाहा सोमाय नमः ॐ भू स्वाहा अग्नये नमः ॐ भुवः स्वाहा वायवे नमः ॐ स्वाहा सूर्याय नमः यथा बाणप्रहाराणां कवचं वारकं भवेत् तद्वदेवोपघातानां शान्तिर्भवति बाधिता शान्तिरस्तु पुष्टिरस्तु तुष्टिरस्तु वृद्धिरस्तु यत्पापं तत्प्रतिहतमस्तु द्विपदे चतुष्पदे सुशान्तिर्भवतु ॐ गं गणेशाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ज्ञानं प्रथमं पुरस्तात् ऋषिमता सुरुचैव वेनाव सबुज्ञ उपमास्य विष्ठौ सतश्च योनिमा सतश्च विवासि ब्रह्मणे नमः स्वाहा नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमार्य धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा महालक्ष्मी च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा हंसाय विद्महे परमहंसाय धीमहि तन्नो हंस प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ सूर्याय नमः स्वाहा श्री चंद्रमाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ श्री मंगलाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ बुद्धाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ बृहस्पते नमः स्वाहा ॐ श्री शुक्राय नमः स्वाहा ॐ शनिश्चराय नमः स्वाहा ॐ राहुरहवे नमः स्वाहा कालकिंकेतवे नमः स्वाहा ॐ दशरथाय विद्महे सीतावल्लभाय धीमहि तन्नो राम प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा जनकात्मजाय विद्महे भूमिपुत्री च धीमहि तन्नो सीता प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा लक्ष्मणाय विद्महे महाशेषाय धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मण प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा अंजनेयाय विद्महे वायुपुत्राय धीमहि तन्नो हनुमत् प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ महागंगे च विद्महे भागीरथी च धीमहि तन्नो गंगे प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ इष्टदेवाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ कुलदेवाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ ग्रामदेवाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ स्थानदेवाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ वास्तुदेवाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यः स्वाहा ॐ सर्वेभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो स्वाहा ॐ अच्युताय नमः स्वाहा ॐ अनंताय नमः स्वाहा ॐ जनार्दनाय नमः स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् स्वाहा पृथिव्या वैश्वानरवृथाम् आजातमग्निं कविक्वं सम्राजमथितिं जनानां वासन्नापात्रं जनयन्त देवाः ॐ सर्ववै पुनागुं सर्ववै पुनागुं सर्ववै पुनागुं स्वाहा सर्वतीर्थासमायुक्तं सुगन्धिं निर्मलं फलम् आचम्यतां मया दत्तं प्रहार परमेश्वरः सर्वपापहरं दिव्यं गम्भीरं निर्मलं धनम् आचम्यतां मया दत्तं प्रहार परमेश्वरः भगवान् यज्ञनारायण भगवान् की ओम ध्वजाय नमः। ओम ध्वजश्री महादेवाय नमः। ध्वजधारयामि नमः। ोरकं निर्मलं च सर्वसौगन्धसंयुक्तम् आदिक्षालनार्थाय दत्तं ते श्रुति गृहीता पादयो पादयामि नमः। गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदा सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं गंगा च शुक्ला यमुना सरस्वती गोदावरी वेत्रवती च नर्मदा सा चन्द्रभागा करुणाप्रसीदति। ॐ ध्वजवीराय नमः। साम्य सदाशिव ध्वजधारयामि नमः। ध्वजधारयामि नमः। ॐ ध्वजाय नमः। पताकाय नमः। ध्वजधारयामि नमः। चंद्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्दश्च अग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत। ध्वजधारयामि नमः। ध्वजधारयामि नमः। शङ्खीर्णाभं दीपसुन्दरतनुं शार्दूलशर्मोन्मरम् कालव्यालकरालभूषणधरं गङ्गाशशाङ्कप्रियं काशीशं तत्कल्मषोकशमुनं कल्याणकल्पितं नौमि धियं गिरिजापतिं गुणनिधिम् अन्तर्पहं शङ्करं योदधातिं सतां शम्भो कैवल्यपि दुर्लभं कलादं अन्यपिभ्योऽसो श्रीशङ्करा शन्तनोतु मे। बोले उमापति महादेव की नमः। पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव।
What are you heading to say? This mic is empty. Did he? Where's my arm?
What?
My phone. Oh.
On Facebook?
Yeah. My phone. Ang giling.
My humble Satsang to each and every one of you, and a special welcome to yet again our second night of Gyaan Satsang on behalf of my entire family and my nanny and nana. To commence this evening, we'll now have two devotionals, one from Bahenji Diane and one from Bahenji Manisha.
Tony, go ahead.
Bhagavan Ram ka Amrit Jagni Sri Ram Bhajani Siya Ram Jagni Dil se bole jo Sri Ram बनते उसकी बिगड़ी का नाम पुकारो सुदर्शन जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम दिल से बोले जो सिया मन की उसकी नाम पुकारो जय रघुनंदन जय सिया राम जय रघुनंदन
जो राम नाम नहीं गाते वो जीते जी मर जाते जो राम नाम गाते हैं वो परम राम पाते हैं राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय
wonderful devotional.
कान्हा तेरे बांसुरी बजते रहे दिन रात, जिसको सुन के गोपियाँ पाए दिल का चैन। ओ कान्हा तेरी बांसुरी बजते रहे दिन रात, जिसको सुन के गोपियाँ
much, Master Ruby, for that rendition. We'll now listen to our dear Nani Gala.
जगत में उजाला हरि मन में शिवारा हे शंभु पंदिल पर जीवन भी है शुभा मेरे भूला
very much Narigalo by that permission. We'll now listen to
चन्द्रशेखराय
The Katha of Bhagwan Shivji, Bhagavanji. So much of the essence of our scriptures will be given tonight by our Vyasji. We'd like to welcome the respective temples. I see Brahman temple is here. Whoever is here, I don't know everyone, but I welcome everyone to our Pandits, to my two dear sisters, Galwan Gita, and to all the members of the family. Welcome to all of you to our Satsang on behalf of the entire family. As indicated last night, the purpose of this Satsang is to show appreciation for the blessings of life. Life has given us many things. With our family here, life has given us a beautiful family. Life, Bhagavan has given us the chance to serve this great dharma of ours in a very, very unique way. Whatever we do, whether it's in the village or outside of Guyana, it is always done with pride, it is always done with the highest standards, it is always done with a lot of dignity. Because this is what we have learned from this very humble village of ours, that our dharma has to be protected and upheld at the highest level. And as such, that is how we promote it. Before I go to introduce Pandit Bhuvan tonight, we'll have two bhajans by his sisters, and later on we'll have a bhajan by Anjali as well. All of the children, they're all gifted in their own way, but music is something that is very, very synonymous and very familiar with the family. So we'll ask Bhumika and Brinda to sing one bhajan each, and afterwards we'll have Pandit Bhuvan's katha for this evening. Thank you.
शिव शंकर भोले शंकर दुख भोग तेरा हे शंकर कैलाशपति नमः कष्ट हरा हे शिव शंकर भोले शंकर दुख भोग तेरा हे शंकर कैलाशपति नमः कष्ट हरा हे शिव
That was a beautiful introduction to our Vyaji tonight, done by his sisters. Welcome again to those who just came, and we hope and pray that this satsang will bring bliss and joy to you and your families. And whatever time you spend with us this evening, let it be a very relaxing one. Let it be something that you can enjoy. We will. So we will start the katha, and I just want to give a brief introduction to our young Panabuan. Panabuan, he is just 16 years old. He read his first katha when he was 10, and he read his first yajna when he was 12. And the first katha he read was for his mother's birthday, not his father's. I just want to make that clear. He was 10 years old when he did that. But it's okay, he still likes his dad. And since then, he just rise. I don't want to go into detail because his katha is important, not his introduction. He's really been achieving quite a bit in his young age. He's a very accomplished classical musician. Started training since he was 5. That makes it 11 years old now. 11 years since he's training under Himan Panwarji in Hindustani classical style, and that is vocal singing, harmonium, and also Kathak. He's a very accomplished Kathak dancer, if you don't know. That's a very nice Kathak. And over the years, he's been really learning, one of the things that really moved me about Bhuvan was Bhuvan's first major chanting was not taught to him by me. When he was about 7 years old, I used to train the other boys to be pandits, quite a few other young men. He was young and he was just being around, monkeying around, and he just, I'm not teaching him anything because he was little. So I think that he was too small to learn him anything. So his mom didn't like that. So one at that time couldn't read Sanskrit because he was just 7 or so. So his mom wrote the Ganpati Atharva Shirsham in English. She pulled up the internet. She didn't ask me anything or so. She pulled up the thing on the internet and wrote it in a book with pencil and gave him to learn. Ganpati Atharva Shirsham is a very challenging Sanskrit chanting. And this boy learned the thing in English, writing. And when I saw that he learned something from an English, written piece of script, such a difficult thing, I was really moved by that. And that became his training. He's currently being trained in Vedic chanting by his guru, Pandit Gauri Shankaran from India. He trains with the exception of when he's on vacation, and we had to beg for that because his guru is very strict with his training. When you're a Vedic student, you have no day off. We are so blessed that every single day in our home, there's Vedic chanting very early in the morning, sometimes 6:30, sometimes 7. But he's brought a lot of charm, and the only reason why he's here today doing this is we want to promote youths, young people. I've had my chance, I still do, have a little bit of time. But we have to look after the young people, promote the young pandits, and let them know that there is a place for all of them in our dharma. There's a place for... you gotta get the harmonium. There's a place for all of them in our dharma. There is a place for young pandits. There is a place for grown-up pandits. There is a place for everyone. It's coming? So the reason he's here today is to just help with inspiring our young pundits and our young people, because every one of us need some sort of a push in life. He's still young, so whatever mistakes he makes, please forgive him. I just want to know, being a Canadian-born child, they are very, very not so comfortable with flies and things. So if a little fly passes by him, or I don't know if he will tolerate the taste of a mosquito, but I hope it will not be too much for him. As he's trying to get settled there, again, we want to welcome all of you. And I hope and pray that this satsang will continue to bring some sort of bliss into your life as it has brought in our lives. Well, without any further ado, I hand you over to now to Pandit Bhuvan. Bole Vyas Maharaj ki jai.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री गणपति भगवान की जय। ओम वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्भो फलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। प्रेम से बोलो श्री गणपति भगवान की जय। ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते। जय तुम देवी चामुंडे जय भूतारतिहारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते। ओम वंदे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं मुरधरं वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्यशशाङ्कवह्निनयनं वंदे मुकुन्दप्रियं वंदे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदम् वन्दं पद्मासनस्थं शशिधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च गद्गं पर्ष्पभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे महान्तं नागं पाशं च गन्तादमुरुकसहितं चाकुशं वामभागे नानालङ्कारयुक्तं स्फटिकमणिनिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। गुर्वे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Let us all join in this kirtan. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Hare Hare Bole Namah Shivaya. उमापति महादेव की जय. Jai Sri Ram, everyone. Jai Sri Ram. Respected Panditjis, various temples and devotees, on behalf of my Nana and Nani and our entire family, we would like to extend our warm welcome to each and every one of you. We consider ourselves very blessed to have you with us and to give thanks to Bhagavan in our own humble way. It is after a long time for us we're able to be together in person, our entire family. This is a blessing for us which we cherish, and personally, we look forward to spending these next 2 weeks with our family. In yesterday's Satsang, we learned the simple art of treating people with respect while they are alive. We also learned that the path of Sanatan Dharma is not an easy one. However, in spite of the challenges we face, we have to keep moving forward. Like Hanumanji, those who serve Dharma face the most obstacles. Those who serve Dharma face the most challenges. But we must be able to crush those obstacles, move forward, and of course, to never look back. There's not a time where Sri Hanumanji set out to do the work of Sri Ram, and of course, did not face obstacles. Many people tried to eat him. They tried to kill him. Nevertheless, he always moves forward by using his bal, buddhi, and vidya, which is his strength, knowledge, and of course, his wisdom. Today's katha will be based on the things that we need to do as youths in order to evolve into more involved and high-performing Hindus. Before we do so, today is Monday, and as we do so in our mandir on Mondays, let us chant this special chanting to Bhagwan Shiva called the Rudrashtakam. Through this prayer, may Bhagwan Shiva bless us all with a devotion to listen to his katha. Not only that, but to digest the message in order to grow spiritually. Namami Shamishan, Namami Shamishan, Nirvana Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma-Veda-Swarupam Vibhum Vyapakam Brahma-Veda-Swarupam Nijam Nirgunam Nirvikalapamiham Shirakashanakashanam Gunagar sansar Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. रुद्राष्टकमिदं प्रोक्तं वप्रेण हर्षयोतये यत्पतन्ति नरा भोक्तया तेषां शम्भो प्रसीदति. Youths are the foundation of this dharma. Youths are the future of our dharma. Youths represents the pillars of our dharma. Youths represents the force, determination, and the strength of our dharma. Youths are the new generation and the leaders, and they are supposed to be forward-thinking. In the time that we live in, youths are using many new ways of interacting and communicating. And of course, youth have done well for dharma, and so we must continue to. As youth, we need our continued support and interaction to ensure that the flag of this rich and dynamic culture of ours keeps flying, and while it flies, it does so with dignity, pride, and power. My messages today are intended to empower us youth and to let them feel that we all have. However, that place must be secured by our own willingness to be involved in this culture. And so for this to happen, we as youths need to work, serve, and be prepared to become a slave for our dharma. In order to become a selfless servant for our dharma, there is one single path that can never be ignored. And so that is the path of tapasya, which means to melt from something and to become something else. To become something new. In this case, it would mean transforming oneself into someone new. There was once such a youth who did tremendous penance, and her name was Ma Parvati. When she was born, she was told that she was destined to marry a husband who lived in the crematorium, who wears skulls as his chains, who wears the bhasma on his body instead of cream, and who would be somewhat homeless. Ma Parvati knew that she couldn't change her destiny, and so she took this as a blessing. She took this as an opportunity to become one with God. She knew she couldn't change her destiny, and so she needed to be prepared for it. This preparation would require severe tapasya. And so Ma Parvati's mother encourages her to pray. Sunuhuma tume dikhasam sapana sunavahu tauhi sundar gauru subit praparam asa upadese umahi करहि जाई तपु सेन कुमारी नारद कह सो सत्य विचारी श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 करहि जाई तपु सेन कुमारी नारद कहा सो सत्य विचारी मातुक कही पुनि यह मत भावा कपु सुख सुख दोषन सारा श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri तप फल रचे प्रपंच विधाता तप फल विष्णु सचर प्रख्याता तप फल शंभु संहारा तप फल श्री विष्णु अभिहारा तप भार सब श्री भवानी कर ही पाए तप सजीव जाए सुरत बसत जितना हमारी श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम श्री राम जय In the golden pages of the Sri Ramcharitmanas, we see here that Maina Devi, the mother of Ma Parvati, takes the first initiative to encourage her daughter to embrace the path of prayers and tapasya and says, "Go, my daughter, and practice tapasya." It is penance and prayers alone which bring joy and puts an end to pains and removes sorrows in life. The first lesson we learn here is that each child needs to be encouraged by their parents to embrace their dharma. It is not right or it is not proper to allow the children alone to walk this path. We should not send our children alone to mandir, katha, satsangs, and cultural events while the parents stay home and shy away or keep away from this dharma. We should not let the youths be lost in confusion about our rich culture. Instead, parents should stand by their side and provide solutions. They should provide clarifications and help us children and youths. Here we see Ma Maina Devi providing help to Ma Parvati. And she knew that Ma Parvati was young and could benefit from her mother's wisdom, encouragement, and of course, her guidance. She knew that Ma Parvati would face challenges in her penance, and so she would need someone to lift her up, and of course, to help her stand when she falls. She knew the importance of the support of parents to her young daughter, and therefore she made it her duty to be as supportive as she could from the very start. And this would be a very strong foundation for Ma Parvati's journey. What was Ma Parvati's journey? Tapapal rachai prapancha vidhata Tapapal Vishnu sakal jagatrata Tapapal Sambhu karahi sanhara Tapapal Seshu dharai mahimara Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Ma Maina Devi says, by the power of penance, the Creator Brahma makes this world. By the power of penance, Bhagavan Vishnu protects and preserves the world. By the power of penance, Bhagavan Shambhu brings about its destruction. And of course, by the power of penance, again, Sheshnag supports the burden of this earth. तपधार सब सृष्टि भवानी करहि जाय तपो अस जिय जानी सुनत बचन बिस नित महतारी सपन सुनायहु बिहतारी. In fact, the entire creation rests and relies on tapasya. And so bearing this in mind, Ma Maina Devi says, "Go, Ma Parvati, practice penance. It is the only solution for a strong foundation. It is the only strong foundation for a person aspiring to become higher in life. Let us not forget that Ma Parvati's goal is to take multitudes of births to perform tapasya to Bhagavan Shiva. Penance is purifying. Penance is enlightening. And of course, penance is uplifting. I'm sure that many of you can relate to this beautiful song where Ma Parvati says, "Main janam janam ki karu tapasya, Bholenath tihari, mohe angalagalo apani banalo, ardhangini tripurari." मैं जन्म जन्म के करूँ तपस्या, भोलेनाथ तिहारी। मैं जन्म जन्म के करूँ तपस्या, भोलेनाथ तिहारी। मोहे अंगनगारो
Thank you.
देवादि देव स्वामी कर जानी तेरे चरण कमल में May janam janam ke karur tapasya. Tapasya or penance is sometimes misunderstood as a punishment. It is sometimes misunderstood as rigorous rituals, which it is in some ways. However, tapasya can be done in the most simplest of ways, one of them being seva, service. As much as this is a call to all the youths for their involvement in the movement of Sanatan Dharma, let us not forget that we all have a role to play. Each parent needs to be a role model. Each neighbor needs to be a role model. Each auntie and uncle needs to be a role model. And they have to understand that we all have a role, no matter who we are. We all have a role to play in the development of youths in our society. Whatever you eat and drink will be in their inspiration to do the same. Whatever music you dance to will be setting the stage for them. Wherever you go, that will be the direction set for them to follow. Whatever words you speak will be the words in their ears forever. And let us make sure that we are all doing our part to ensure that the youths are being well supported and guided accordingly. Of course, as we know, Ma Parvati, through her tapasya, won the confidence of Bhagavan Shiva and eventually was married to him. Whatever goals we set in life, let us ensure that God and Dharma are a part of those goals. In continuing to try and inspire the youths of today, I would like us to have a small glance of Bhagavan Ram's youthful life. And of course, a beautiful bhajan comes to mind. My sisters will now sing us a beautiful song talking about the richness of Bhagavan Sri Ram's name, Nirdhanake Dharanam. Please enjoy. Bhagavan Ram is an inspiration to us all youths. He never deviated from the path of dharma. He always stuck to it. He stuck to the rules and good conduct. He stuck to the respect and the values in all aspects of life. बंधु सखा संग लोही बोलाई बन मृगया कथे नहीं जाई श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय बंधु सखा लोही बोलाई बन मृगया कथे नहीं जाई These chopais identify Bhagavan Ram as the obedient son, the friend of all, and of course, the student. Bandhu sakha sang lohi bolai, ban mrigayan takhel hi jai, pavan mrig marahi jiya jani, din prati nripahi dekhavahi ani. Bhagavan Ram would always call his brothers and his friends to go play and hunt every day. It was his dharma, his way of life. Jehi vidhi sukhi hohi purloga, karhi kripa nidhi soi sanjoga, ved puran sunahe manadani, aap kahi anurjan samujai. Let me ask a question to all the youths here today. Do you find ways to make people happy? While it is difficult to always make people happy, do we at least try? Do we listen attentively to kathas and attend satsangs? Do we attend mandir for the purpose of helping our dharma to grow? Do we help in the community with simple things like helping the elders, looking out for one another, or just being respectful and compassionate towards others? Because Ramji did all of that. In this Chopai that we sang, Sri Ram would always look for ways to bring happiness and delight to everyone in Ayodhya. Not only his family and his friends, but to the common people of the city. He would listen attentively to the recital of the Vedas and the Puranas, and would himself practice the truth contained in them. But the most moving part in Sri Ram's katha, in Sri Ram's childhood rather, Pratakal uthike raghunatha, mat pita guru na vahi mata, आय सुमागी करही पुर काजा, देखी चरित हर्षई मन राजा. Pratakal uthike raghunatha. Early in the morning, Sri Ram would wake up and Matu Pita Guru Na Vahi Mata. He'd bow to his parents and his guru. This is an important for everyone, but especially a young person, to embrace. This is something very important to practice every day. This is pranam, bowing, or just humbly paying our respects. This is the most ancient and yet practical way of expressing gratitude and respect to elders, teachers, and parents. Let's be reminded that this religion of ours, this culture, is the most practical. For example, everything that is used in our puja, nothing used in our puja does not, or of course should not, go to waste. Everything is able to return to the environment. The simple things that we do in our puja have the most practical meaning. When we offer a flower in our puja, that is not just offering a flower to make or to add beauty to the Lord alone. That is our expression of love towards Bhagavan himself. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Patram, the leaf, phalam, the flowers, toyam, patram pushpam phalam toyam. The phalam, the fruits, is not just to offer to Bhagavan for him to bless our fruits, but it is an offering of our fruits of our actions. And toyam. When we bow to someone, we do not bow to the physical form. We bow to their noble qualities, which shine and brighten our lives. We bow to the sweetness in their speech. We bow to their compassion. We bow to their gentleness. We bow to their strength. We bow to their devotion. We bow to the seva that they perform selflessly. And we bow to their non-judgmental attitude. We bow to their openness to embrace your strengths and your faults. Whatever faults we have in life, it is okay to make mistakes, but we must take the time to correct those in order to fully blossom in life. It is these reasons that we bow to someone, and it should be only these reasons that we bow to someone. The bhajan describes the beautiful relationship between the child and the parents, or parental figure. Lelo lelo duai ma bapaki. Take the blessings of your parents, because without their blessings, without their approval, we can never truly succeed. Lelo lelo duai ma bapaki ho. Lelo lelo duai ma bapaki. Lelo lelo duai ma bapaki ho. Lelo lelo duai ma bapaki. सबसे उठेगी कतरी पापती हो दुआएं माँ बाप की हो To my fellow youths, nothing is possible without the blessing of your parents. You may think that you're enjoying success, but you never truly have seen success, and you will never truly enjoy the meaning of true success without the blessings of your parents. Because we can use technology better than they can. We may think that we are more intelligent than they are. But we have not realized that they have built an entire empire of love and life without a single piece of technology. Never be disrespectful to your parents. As youths or children, we may think that we might be able to get away with something by being sneaky or by being deceitful. But we tend to forget that before us, our parents have already lived their life. They've already been a baby. They were a child one day. They were once a teenager. And so they know every trick in the book. They know everything that you're about to do or are going to do. And so before you make a decision in life, always keep your parents or whoever you hold close in your mind. Keep your parents in mind and think to yourself, would they approve of this? Ram Bhagwan was also a devotee of Shivji Bhagwan. He demonstrated this form in his youthful days, in which he continued into his adult life. Let us not forget the following chaupas. Paramaramya uttamaya Before the Lord crossed the bridge to fight Ravana and his army, he submitted himself to Bhagavan Shiva. That's right, even Bhagavan Sri Ram, the form of Sri Narayana, and at his most powerful, established a lingam and prayed to Bhagavan Shiva so that he may achieve victory. He shows us that when we have God's name as our foundation in life, we are able to conquer all battles and rise above all challenges. My final message to all the youths is to always be prayerful. Do the things that you do as regular teenagers, but of course, never forsake your dharma. I'm so happy to see so many young people in the village here in Guyana aspiring to a higher education in life. My dad has always spoke highly of young people in this community. He told me that, and I know myself, that this community has produced doctors, lawyers, engineers, mechanics, and so on, and of course, great pundits. And of course, loving and kind human beings. May we continue to follow this path, and may we never ever forget that God has been a part of your journey. Therefore, never let go of God. Never let go of your culture, your dharma, because they are all part of your identity. Many people think that I don't go to school. They think I stay home and sing bhajan all day. But that is not the case. Of course, as children, we have to go to school, and education is very important. It is the utmost foundation of our life. But at the same time, let us find a way to balance our education and our dharma. Because when we have our education, our dharma can help us to bring us up even more and to excel further. Never forsake your dharma, never forsake your education. You may have to give priority to one of them at one point in your life, but never forsake it. Never let go of it. Because if you let go of your dharma, then you can never really truly succeed in life. In closing, as young people, we may look at Ram Bhagwan's life and think that living his life is impossible. However, that is the case. Living his life is impossible. No one can dry up an ocean with an arrow. No one can manifest the universe from a single hair on his arm. But what we can try to do is to be all the good things that he demonstrated. As a youth who practices dharma, sometimes it can be a little I'd say intimidating, or they may be a little pressure while reading or listening to the katha of Sri Ram's childhood. Because it is almost as he's depicted as this perfect being who's flawless. And of course, he is Adbhut Rupa Bichari. He is without flaw. He is without fault. And so, when reading the Sri Ramcharitmanas, there can be a little bit of pressure to, I guess, uphold what Sri Ram demonstrates. Sometimes it gets to our head that we have to copy the exact actions of Sri Ram. And if we do not replicate these actions, are we a good child? Are we a good son? Are we a good daughter? Are we obedient to our parents? But we have to remember that we are not Sri Ram and we can never be Sri Ram. Because we are not God. He is Niram Bhujashyamala Komalangam Sita Samarupitu Vamabhagam Pano Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshamatam. He came to this earth with Niram Bhujasya, with long muscular arms. See, Niram Bhujashyamala Komalangam, with the most handsome face. Sita Samarupitu Vamabhagam. He had Ma Lakshmi in the form of Sita with him at all times. We cannot live the life of God because we are not God. However, we have to take the actions of Sri Ram. We have to take the qualities that he displays and be all the good things that he was. What were those? Number one, he was an obedient child. He was an obedient son. In order to fulfill the requests of his parents, he gave up his position, his kingdom, and his pleasure which come with it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to give up everything in order to be obedient to your parents. I'm saying that simple things such as being respectful and compassionate and doing what your parents tell you to do is being obedient. Number two, he was a dedicated and devoted husband, as seen in our scriptures. When Ma Sita was stolen by Ravana, Ram Bhagwan could have settled for some local solution. However, he built an army while he was in exile. He built an army of bears and monkeys and fought for Ma Sita. Now, you don't have to build an entire army, but if a friend of yours, family of yours, or someone dear to you is going through some sort of burden in life, don't be shy. Don't leave their life at that moment. Take some time to help them out. You will see your problems to be small, but their problems as a mountain. And so be able to help them out whenever they need you. Number three, he was a dutiful brother. He was not covetous of his brothers, but he was always very supportive of them. Don't try to outshine your friends or your siblings. Instead, remain humble. And remaining humble is one of the greatest qualities we can have in order to become closer with God. In fact, it is the quality that Hanumanji displays best. He did not mean to take the spotlights, and yet he got all of it. Number four, he was a responsible leader to his people. Number five, he was very loving to his followers. And finally, he was unparalleled in upholding the laws of Satya Sanatana Dharma. And that is something we all can do. To uphold the laws of Satya Sanatana Dharma, we don't need to know a lot. Sometimes we forsake the simple things that we already know and we chase for something complicated that we don't know. However, becoming closer to God, that method is right in front of us. It is already locked into our brain. And it is just by chanting the name of Sri Ram. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. In doing puja, every day you can do your sadhana, which is your daily spiritual practice. You do not have to do a big, long, fancy puja to strengthen your bond between you and Bhagavan. All you need to do is maybe offer a flower and say Om Ganganapataye Namaha, or offer jal upon your lingam and chant Om Namah Shivaya. We do not need to know sophisticated mantras to become closer to Bhagavan and to uphold our culture. In fact, when doing puja or havan, we can just chant Om Ganganapataye Namaha, Om Aim Him Klim Chamundaye Vichi, Om Dum Durgaye Namaha, Om Shri Ramaye Namaha, Om Shri Sitaye Namaha. You get the gist. However, we must not be discouraged to expand our knowledge about this culture and to see how we can do new things to further enrichen this culture and our lives. The main message is not to completely replicate Bhagavan Sri Ram's exact actions, but to take with us the qualities that he possessed and displayed, and produce them in our own simple and of course humble ways. It is my prayer today that all of us follow the pathway set forth by Sri Ram Bhagavan in order to ensure that life is aligned and the flag of Sanatan Dharma flies with dignity. Prem se bolo Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai.
प्रेम से बोलो व्यास महाराज की जय. I think we all should give him a big round of applause. He's done a wonderful job, and he's meant tonight to not offend anyone, but to motivate our young people. We believe in the growth of young people. We believe in advancing this culture, this dharma. We need to have a youth movement, many youth movement. And Bhavan has always played a very significant role in working with young people to ensure that they feel that they have a home in our great Sanatan Dharma. I'm very happy that he delivered his katha this evening with so much passion, with so much love and devotion, in the presence of his nani and his nana, who has always been proud of what he does as a pandit. Tonight is probably another time, well, I don't know if it's the only time, but he delivered as well in front of his two puas who are here, Nitam Galo, and his usual family. Thank you very much tonight, and Bhagwan's blessings to him always. He's one of the very few who has done at the age of 16 a complete Ekadash Rudram chanting. It's a very advanced process which he has learned, and did Ekadash Rudra chanting for 5 hours plus at our temple in the last Shravan Shravan we had. It was a beautiful, long puja, which no singing, no nothing, just puja, and people were very lost with it. Something he has done that his father did not do at 16. And has completely learned the Vishnu Sahasranamam as well. But a very, very beautiful achievement for young Gyas. And the whole idea today is to bring that love in the community and let that love grow. That all our young people listen to this beautiful message. Last night I didn't want to speak a lot about youths because I think it's only befitting that he does. He's 16-year-old and can connect a lot more to young people. And he does. When he hangs out with his cousins and whoever it is, he really connects with them and the young people of the temple. Tonight we are blessed to have Bhavan with us, but I'd just like to take a minute as well. This is not the only grandchild, of course, of mom and dad. They have 5 grandchildren, and all of them are extremely accomplished in their own respective ways. I think there's a young man who the village is probably, well, not probably, is very, very happy to see back again after 5 years. And this is our own Akash. Please give him a big hand. Akash, stand up. Akash, as you know, he has a hairstyle now, which we had to. He always wanted a hairstyle, so he's back one now. Akash is an accomplished young man. If you don't know, He's graduated from a Canadian accredited college with his electrical technician certification at a Canadian college. Nothing simple for him to do, but he did it. And he's now ascending to higher studies as well, because, you know, now people can get by with old tactics, but the future is education. The future is pure education, and technology is taking over this world, and they need to be fueled and have all of that, and that is what he's doing. So we're very proud of Akash, of his accomplishments, and his demeanor. He and Bhuvan, over the last few years, have bonded so well. They get along so well. They talk the same language, and that is technology. They know a lot about gadgets. They know a lot about cameras. They know a lot about things. And Bhuvan has learned a tremendous amount of Guyanese from Akash. You know, let me tell you about this guy. He has not changed in his values. Akash has gone to Canada, and no matter who he's with, he could be sitting with the biggest pundits at the table, the biggest politicians, and he did. He could be mingling with a lot of big important people. But when they ask him how you're doing, yeah, right. He has never let go of his Guyanese tradition. And he's always maintained that simplicity. And we're so very proud of him and thankful that he can be part of our lives. Of course, one day he will move on to do bigger and better things. And he's always had our blessings for that. So thank you. This is, of course, we want to make sure all that we know how accomplished all of them are as well. His sister, of course, has done well in her studies here and has done some advanced studies in her program, in our field of studies in Canada, in Guyana, in care, health care and all that, and is now working to advance her studies in that particular field. But I think beyond that, the community and Guyana knows Anjali for her artistic abilities, her ways to go about and get things done. She is very, very involved in the community and really helps with the youngsters and get things done at the temple. Anjali was born with talent at a very young age. She displayed such beautiful dances and embraced the art and the culture of Hinduism and took it to a different level, in my opinion. We're so blessed to have her among us. Whenever she comes to Canada, we steal her time and make sure she performs for the temple with her dances, because it always mesmerizes us and everybody who views it. So a big hand for Anjali, please. He's done well for our culture. Bhuvan, we talked about him. Bhumika, she's still young and really aspiring. At this point in time, they are working tremendously hard on the culture. And Bhumika is in high school still and hopes one day to continue to do something in the medical field, but working very, very hard. These children, you have to know, no matter how busy they are in school, school is busy. They have never given up on the temple. They have never given up on their dharma. It's a message our young people has to take, because we have seen too many young people running away from temple because of school, because they have homework and because they have lessons and because I don't know what they have. But as one mentioned tonight, that at different stages of your life, you have to prioritize. There will be a time in life for the young children when they will not be as committed to their temple and their dharma as they were before, because school becomes a priority at that time. But what he rightly said is to never give it up. To never give it up, because this here is one thing. When we go about, everybody talk about the children, our children do this, our children do that in school, look how they're bright, they get graduation with honors. And I'm standing there listening and I'm saying, oh, is that so? Our children did that too. And you know what else they can do? They can do all of what they're doing right now. So don't feel that religion is a distraction for your children. And children, don't feel that you have to give up God and dharma because you have little homework. Music is a relaxation. Katha is a relaxation. Working for your community is a relaxation. So use it like that. Bhumika has really done that in her young life, and we're very proud of her. She's also one of the grandchildren of Nana Nani. And Brenda, of course, is in university right now. She's going in her second year. She's studying to be a software engineer. And hopefully with the Lord's blessings, she will do that. But Brenda has this attachment for temple that she goes from school, from the university, she goes there directly to the temple, changes her clothes, uses the office, comes back, do her singing and whatever she does, and go back to her studies. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, she'll finish doing what she's doing at his university, and has never give up on temple. He's never give up on temple. Akash is in Canada. He's bearing a lot of this, because it is my desire, as long as they're with me, to build this foundation for them. Build this foundation for them, so that as they ascend now, they can use this as building blocks. You know how long hours Akash spend in his culture? Actually, Akash should be in the Guinness Book of World Record for playing 6.5 hours of continuous dantal. You all know that? Well, Akash, well, that was one thing. But he has done 24 hours stream lining, live stream of so many programs we did there continuously. All of them work very, very hard for the culture, and they still do well in school. They still do well in school. There are no dunce, there are no laggers, they are doing well in school. So please, go to a university, go to higher education, but never give up your culture. Because if you did, if Anjali had been too busy for the Edward man there, it wouldn't have been where it is right now. If Akash was busy when he was here, he wouldn't have been here. If our kids were too busy, I wouldn't be doing this, what I'm doing right now. So they are the backbone. So all the youngsters here today, please take this message that Panditji gave you tonight. He delivered. Tonight he really impressed me, because he delivered. And you know, today he wrote this katha from 11:30 to about 2:30 to prepare it here. So really, really nicely done. I totally enjoyed it. And I always am a fan of the singing, but the sisters are bigger fans than me. So we have a few pundits here today. But before they do, I'd like to call upon Anjali to do bhajan. Anjali is, as I mentioned to you, she's very accomplished in many areas of the culture. And she will do bhajan for us. Afterwards, we will hear from the Panditjis who are here tonight. And thanks to everybody online as well who are here. Last night, when I was reading, there was 2-3 body online. Tonight, there's an abundance of people. We can live with that. But all the aunties from the temples, they're tuning in and supporting young Pandit Bhuvan, but more so supporting the Satsang. So over to Anjali now, who will make her rendition. This is Chanda and Narish's daughter, for all those who are online, and of course, granddaughter to Anand.
पूरब से जब सूरज निकले सिंदूरी घन छाई पवन की पदवीनों पर बाजे मयूर मन गाया पूरब से जब सूरज निकले सिंदूरी घन छाई पवन की पदवीनों
That's a beautiful song there done by Anjali and accompanied by her friend Vidya. And I see all the aunties and uncles online are saying hi to Anjali. They know her very well from the temple, and I'm sure they were glad to see her again. We're going to hear from the Panditjis now, and we'll go on the order of attendance today, and how they attended, how punctual they were. But the Deodat was very punctual because he listened to my katha last night. But he's always, I think, very punctual. But the Deodat is a very hard-working priest, young Pandit of the community. He's from number 11, Muli Parkman there. A young man that has some stamina and who I've always encouraged to work for our dharma. It's a pleasure to have you with us this 2 nights, Panditji. I'm very proud of the work you're doing in the community, and so thankful that you can be here with the family today. Please offer your blessings, or whatever you have tonight.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Namaha. Jai Sitaram, everyone, or Vyasji, respected Panditjis. Indeed, it's a blessing to have such a blessed, talented, and vibrant family for these 2 days that all of us were enjoying in Katha, singing, etc. I think our Panditji or Vyasji more so this evening have set the pace and said enough. So I won't add more to it to change the thinking and all the energies that was dispensed this evening. Please give our young, vibrant Vyasji a huge round of applause. I'm very sure that this evening all the youths present and the parents as well should be inspired by your message delivered, because in Guyana here, it's a challenge for us to have youths to be involved in activities in large numbers. And like Panditji said, attending temples, being involved in spiritual activities and social events at mandirs and at spiritual forums shouldn't affect anything in your academic life. And tonight, to all parents, I'm encouraging you, please send your kids to all events, to pujas, etc., on all occasions at temple. With that being said, I want to thank this family very, very much for affording us this opportunity to listen to this, I won't say vibrant pandits, but more so the family who have done everything. Give them a huge round of applause. And just before closing, I want all of us to extend our arms towards our Vyasi as we bless him with a very powerful Omkar. It's a customary at Viganeshwar Mandir. And as such today, you are very, very inspiring to all youths, not only in Canada, but worldwide. And as such, we're going to bless you. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Principal Vyas Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. And Panditji, thank you also for always being my guidance during dark times, during challenging times. You always inspire me to take a different turn when I look at things, the way how I see it, and as such, I'll forever be grateful for all your guidance and everything you do to uplift me. Even your kathas and all you do at Bhavani Shankar Mandir is an inspiration to us here in Guyana. May Bhagavanji bless you abundantly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pandit for that brief but very, very beautiful message, simple and encouraging, of course, to everyone. I'd like to ask the people, I don't know who's here from number 11 with department there, or if they're watching, but it's a temple that is growing nicely with a young leader who is, thirsty to grow the community. Please support him, and whatever we can do to help, we will do that for sure. The next Panditji who came after Pandit Devlatji today is Pandit Kamal, and Pandit Kamalji is from number 7 Mandir, number 7 West Coast Barbies. I've known him for a few years and happened to help him with a few things. He's very quiet gentleman, but he's very, he has leadership qualities in him. Number 7 is a small village where Hindus assemble a beautiful temple, but he is taking on leadership there and is doing, in my opinion, a very fantastic work. I'm not here to see every day what they're doing. I follow a little bit here and there. But when people ask you questions about things to do, this and that, you kind of pick up from there what their intent is and what they want to do. So we want to thank you for being here, Panditji, and ask you to please say a few words to them.
Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Maharaj Ki Principal Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan Ki Vrindavan Bihari Lal. And to all of us who've been listening to this very vibrant and very intelligent, very learned young Panditji, Vyas Maharaj Ki Come on, we can do better than that, right Panditji? Vyas Maharaj Ki Jai Ho. Vyasji, Pandit Bhavanji, you've done exceedingly well listening to you for an hour or so. I feel very inspired and very motivated. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's sharing these sentiments, but of course, not only the youths, I'm sure your katha was targeted as it is and focused on the upliftment of youths, but also, I'm sure everyone here, right everybody? We're all very inspired by your words. And as a matter of fact, Panditji would have said that you did this in 2-3 hours. That's very, that should be commendable. Can we give Vyasji a round of applause? It is not easy, speaking from experience, to plan a katha, to get the audience and everybody captivated with what you're saying and make it, as a matter of fact, make it relatable to everyday life. So, Vyasji, we are very inspired and we're so very happy. And I'm sure, looking at you there, these children are ever more inspired. You know, my dear brothers and sisters, looking at our Vyasji tonight, this expression of talent, and of course not only an expression of talent, but He has shown great love for Dharma, did not simply come from thin air, but it would have come from the hard work and the dedication and the love of the parents, that is Panditji or Guruji, and our Guruma, and of course Nani and Nana. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Parents play a very important role in the upliftment and the raising of a child. My dear brothers and sisters, bringing a child in the world is one thing, but teaching that child principles and values is another. And Vyasji would have said last night too, don't just give them valuables, but give them what? Values. Because the valuables will lose worth one day, the values will take them through life. And I'm sure tonight we've been inspired. I would like to say to the family, Mama and Dad, thank you for always being supportive to the community and to the family, to everyone here. Thank you for hosting these 2 sessions and having everyone together. I believe one of the greatest gifts we can give anyone is that of knowledge. We would have left tonight here with a bag of prasad, but even greater than that is the teachings of our scriptures. This is what will change our life. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants peace, right everyone?
Yeah.
You want peace, you want to be happy, you want to live a life that is God-fearing, and you want to get closer to your Bhagavan. And Pratama Bhakti Santana Karasanga Du Sarirati Mama Katha Prasanga. Being in the fellowship of the saintly and listening to Katha can play that pivotal role in our life. So once again, Mataji and Dad, thank you for having these sessions. And I must say that you've given so much. There is a saying that I like to close with. Can you say it after me? We make a living by what we get,
We make a living by what we get.
but we make a life by what we give.
We make a life by what we give.
Makes a lot of sense, right? Prem Sri Shri Ram Chan Bhagwan Ki Jai.
Thank you very much, Pandit Kamal. Please give him a big hand. As I mentioned before, he's a young leader in our community. And if there's anybody here from number 7, surrounding villages, I mean, Temple is not only supported by its village, but by all of us. Whatever you can do to help and to promote our Dharma through his leadership, please do so. They are young, and I'm actually very happy that young people can take up this Panditai work. It is challenging. I'm telling you this from many, many years of work. It is challenging to have young people to become Pandits who do it for the right reasons. So when we have a couple of them who are dedicated, because we think that Panditai is easy. You show up and you do some puja, you go home. It's not that. It's a commitment, requires a lot of stamina, a lot of sacrifice, personal sacrifice, and that's what they're here for. I'd like to ask Pandit Vijay Khubchandji. I've known Pandit Vijay for a very long time, since we were boys. He's a very accomplished tabla dholak player and has embraced the priesthood and is doing well. He has moved a little further from his village here, but glimpses of what he's doing with the kids and so on. Very good work. Please, Panditji, offer your blessings and a few words.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Vyasji, my humble pranam to you. A guru figure in my life, a big brother, a mentor. It's always a joy to be in your presence, my humble namaste. To my fellow brothers, Pandit brothers, to Nana and Nani, to Bobby, to all you loving devotees, my humble Sitaram to you all. I don't know about you, but for me, it's just a feeling of belonging when you come into Satsang. Because like Vyasji would have depicted it, from the time I came in, like when the late board landed. He was talking about, firstly, the role of parents in the children's life. I hope you were listening. Because many times we see the children on Sunday mornings when to go to Mandir, they're tired. But if you were to go to somewhere else, emphasis is being paid or being placed to make sure that you're there. Going to school, the parents making sure that the children get up at 6 and you get ready and all that. What about when time to go to Mandir? Vyasji would have really touched on that, and I hope that Satsanga should be an awakening for all of us. Satsanga should be a process of rejuvenation for all of us. Every time we come to Satsanga, like my brother said, we don't go home back being the same person, but a better individual. We accept our faults and we accept where we are lacking. Satsanga is like shining that light in our life that we can take from that. And not just listening, but take home something. Tell yourself, I will do something about it. Because like, Panditji Ardat would have been saying that, you know what, place that emphasis in your children because they are the future. Like we know that, academic education is important, but spiritual education adds value to what they gain academically. It makes them wise, not just educated. And then he talked about the dedication, children, the dedication, like Ma Parvati. She was dedicated in tapasya, dedicated in whatever she had seen that she needed in her life, what she belonged to. We belong to our dharma. We belong to our culture. It identifies us. He goes on saying more and more, but you know what? And then, like he rightfully said, we cannot be Bhagavan Rama, but we can take a page off of that. How many of you now watch Shah Rukh Khan movie and you want Komi hair just like Shah Rukh Khan? I said to somebody yesterday, I was doing Hanumanji Puja for them today. I said, tell me something about Hanumanji. You're glorifying him. He's amazing. Tell me something about him. Only when you know about somebody, you glorify them. When you know about somebody, you want to be like them. Hanumanji doing Hanumanji Puja, we want to be like him. We want to walk the path. We want to be humble. We want to be dedicated. We want to always have God at heart. And that is the effect of puja. And so Satsanga adds so much in our life. And I'm so grateful to this family, to our Panditji, to our Vyasji, to everybody here that we would have got something to change everything about us, and more so add the value in our life and our children's life. So once again, thank you all very much. Sitaram, and of course, like all the Panditjis, I too want to show appreciation with a big round of applause for all.
Thank you very much, Pandit Vijay. And it is acceptable that he comes a little late. He comes from a very far place, but when I sent the invitation to him, he responded right away saying he would do his best to be here. So nice to see you, Panditji, for a long time. I hope the family is well. With you. I don't know, is this gentleman a Panditji? Is he a Panditji? And his name?
Pandit Inda.
Pandit Inda. I'd like to ask him to say a few brief words tonight.
Reverend Vyasji, Panditji, my fellow brothers, Pandit Vijay, Pandit Kamal, and Pandit. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, children, the focus is on the youths. My humble namaskar, Sitaram, to each and every one of you. I was doing some work today this afternoon around 4 o'clock, and Pandit Vijay called me and said, Babaji, I've been invited to a yajna. I said, where? He said, in Borbis. I said, in Borbis? I said, are you coming back today? He said, yes. So in a couple of, in half hour, we had to get back up, get prepared, and then we were coming, the bridge was closed off with the double lane, so we were stuck over the other side. And then we were coming, by the time we hit Cove and Gyaan, there was a storm, so we had to crawl and come through the weather. But thank God we are here in one piece. And I want to commend this, I could say my grandson, for his age, for doing such a wonderful, splendid job. You're the right person to be calling out to the youths. And I want to say to the youths that when you hear about dharma and you hear about living a life of a Sanatanist, don't think of it as a rule. Another rule in my life, it will spoil my fun. Right? Think of it as a tool. And what a tool does, a tool helps us to do the job better. Isn't that so? a tool will help us to elevate ourselves. Being humble, being compassionate, being truthful, being obedient to elders, etc., being charitable. These are some of the teachings of Sanatana Dharma. And if we want to protect Dharma, Dharma will protect us. But we have to use these qualities to protect the Dharma. Being good children. As Panditji rightly said, we will have academic accomplishments, but without spiritual wisdom, sometimes it will be used in a negative manner. Are there very highly qualified medical or scientists? Some of them use their intellect or what they've acquired, their knowledge, to save lives. And some use what they've acquired to make bombs. Isn't that true? So you might be highly qualified academically, but you have to balance it with some spiritualism, some teachings from Dharma. And I'm not saying only from Hindu perspective, but whatever religious background you're from, you have to balance it. So once again, I want to commend this youngster for giving such and I was looking at his face like it was coming from his heart. I was late, but I caught, the end part of it. So I want to say, God bless you, keep up the good work, and I mustn't forget the parent also, the father. It is not by accident that he's doing this. And it's not by accident that you're a great pandit also, but we must also recognize the parent, your parents, right? His grandparents.
These are my in-laws.
Oh, in-laws, okay, but it's your grandparents, right? Yes, so you must be proud. It's a time that you should feel this kind of happiness, for what these kids are doing. Principal Bhagavan Ram ki.
That was very nice, Brother Tindalji. Thank you very much for being here this evening with us and gracing the occasion. We spend time with our family, and to hear what you came through, a little bit of storm to get here. I'm sure this is a very pleasant time for you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brother Vijay, for bringing him along as well. Thank you so much. Of course, he talked that Bhuvan is not an accident. Of course, all the children, all of them. I always tell them that they're good looking because they take that from their mother, because they're very good looking people, and they're very smart because they took their father's brain and their mother's brain. It's a family joke, so I hope you take it well. But no, thoroughly enjoyed your company tonight. We'd like to do an honor to our parents this evening. We'd like to ask Naresh to come as well, all of us. They are in our minds, they are living legends who have worked. Last night I spoke quite well about them as people who have worked tremendously hard for this community. I grew up among them. I know how they are. We were once friends, we hung out, we went through times in the temple, so we know how communities work, and we truly appreciate their contribution to the community, but more so to our family. They raised wonderful daughters who have today raised wonderful families that are doing great things in the community. So I'd like to ask your daughters, Sita and Chanda, will be garlanding them with two beautiful garlands which we bought all the way from Canada. I hope they stay. And so Mama, that please come. Stand up. Yeah. And Boris, come. Cash. And Naresh, please come. Om Tadeva Lagnam Sudhinam Tadeva Tarabalam Chandrabalam Tadeva Vidyabalam Devabalam Tadeva Lakshmipate Vanipate Te Grayugam Smarami मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजा मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षो मंगलाय तनो हरि मंगलम भगवान शंभो मंगलम वृषध्वजा मंगलम पार्वती नाथा सर्वमंगल मंगलम। ओम श्री मंगलाय नमः। हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्यजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं जातवेदो महावह तां महावह जातवेदो लक्ष्मीमनपगामिनीं यस्यां हिरण्यं विन्देयं गामश्वं पुरुषानहं। बोले उमापति महादेव की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय। Thank you very much again for I'm going to hand over to Anjali soon to start the vote of thanks. We just want to end on a high note with a beautiful song, maybe 2 verses. It is very popular in our family. Kailash ke nivasi namo bar bar ho, ayo sharan tihari bhole tar tar tu. As we ask Bhagavan Shivji's blessings on both of them and on all of you as well.
कैलाश के निवासी नमो बार बार हूँ, नमो बार बार हूँ, नमो बार बार हूँ। आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू, आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू, भोले तार तार तू, भोले तार तार तू, भोले तार तार तू, भोले तार तार तू। आयो शरण तिहारी भोले भोले तार तार तू, आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू। कैलाश की निवासी नमो बार बार, कैलाश की निवासी नमो बार बार, आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू, आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू, भोले तार तार तू। भक्तों को कभी तुमने शिव निराश ना किया, भक्तों को कभी तुमने शिव निराश ना किया। मांगा जिन्हें तो चाहा वरदान दे दिया, मांगा जिन्हें तो चाहा वरदान दे दिया। बड़ा है तेरा रायना, बड़ा है तेरा दायरा, आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू, आयो शरण तिहारी भोले तार तार तू, भोले तार तार तू। बताओ क्या करूं मैं रातों का खेलना, जब से प्रभु तुम्हें
भोलेनाथ भगवान की जय. Over to Angelina, who will do a vote of thanks, after which we'll do heart.
Sit around once again. I stand here to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of my nanny and nana and my entire family. We must say it's a bittersweet moment as this concludes our 2 sessions of Gyaan Satsang and listening to the teachings of our scriptures. Like my mother said last evening, my nanny and nana, you all may know, are well-known individuals of this community. As for some of you may know them as Baksha people. Are individuals who live their lives dedicating it to preserve Sanatan Dharma and its traditions. And so after many years, the decision was made for us to have this satsang for the appreciation of life and to express the gratitude towards those who have impacted however little it has been in their lives and to give back to the community. We express our most heartfelt gratitude to all you devotees. Without you, this satsang would not have been such a beautiful atmosphere. To the pandits who graced us for the 2 nights, it was indeed a blessing to have you all in our presence. To our musicians, we thank you for making the 2 nights as we were serenaded with beautiful music. To our family members, friends, and the members of the Edward Viganeshwar Mandir, words are not there to express enough the outpour of appreciation and thank you to all of you for your help in making these 2 nights of satsang come to life and become possible. Thank you all so much. And finally, to conclude, I say on behalf of all the grandkids of the family, to our nanny and nana, we must say we thank you all. We thank you both so much for your guidance and support we have received throughout our lives, and we pray that Bhagavan grant you a life full of happiness and good health. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anjali. Very eloquently delivered. To all of you for coming. Please remember, after Aarti tonight, Bhojan is being served for everybody here. Please eat, and if there's extras, you'll be given to take as well. It's done very nicely again tonight to accommodate all our guests. We'll stand now for Aarti, everyone.
Om Yanikani Chapapani Janamantakritani Chatani Sarvani Vashantu Lakshanam Pade Pade.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Swami Thank you.